What's up, everybody? So I finally figured out how to disconnect the drag link on this Packard here. Let me show you real quick. Come over here and look at it. So this is the back section of it. I left it together so I can show you guys. So you just there's a Carter key that goes through this hole here. It goes straight through there, holds this from spinning. But of course it's screwed all the way in, and that's, I think we got video of that, don't we? You take that little end cap off there. Then you got a little spring in here. Little plunger. So once you tighten this up, it puts pressure on this spring. Then it pushes on this little plunger. It's indented right there, and there's a ball in there that attaches to this. Hold on, let me show you. That ball in there, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, there it is. So then you slide it down. There's a bigger hole over here where you can pop that ball in. Just like that. Just like that. I'll put that spring and all that back in there and screw it back.
Put it back in it?
I will, but I want to go ahead and show you this real quick. Alright, look right here. So once I got it disconnected and free from the wishbone or whatever you want to call it here, and just pop your tie rods, unbolt them, So just unbolt your tie rods and smack it with a hammer. It needs to drop out. Then you remove this end just like I showed you. I took the main bolt out of the kingpin here, or took the kingpin out. I guess you'd call that bolt the kingpin. But now I'm still kind of stuck. So of course there's a lip right here that I didn't notice until now. I don't know if you can see right here where my finger is. There's a lip right here which is keeping it from sliding out, which would be great if it slid out. But I'm just been looking at it and thinking for a second what to do here. It looks like I'm gonna have to take this lower control arm loose and pull this cage out. So that wishbone there is fit. Or it's stuck behind the control arm. I'm not looking forward to messing with these springs. See, they're under the load right now, under pressure. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next. I'll update you, let you know. What's up, everybody? As you can see, I done tore into her over here. So it's 38 Packard. The reason for this here is because I'm trying to get this little wishbone doohickey out here. See, it's got a bushing in it. Come here, look. Come here, look at this brass bush. See that bushing? That bushing is wore out. So we gotta get the neighbor to machine that one and get her fixed up for us. Make us a new one, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's just gonna put an oversized pin or what in it, but we'll figure that out later. So I had to take the lower control arm loose. As you can see, the lower control arm bolts come through here, bolt up like this over here. I'll show y'all how I took it out apart on this side. Then I took this side loose. see your lower control arm bolts here?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, those two bolts. Well, the problem with those two bolts are, it's got a lot of spring pressure on it from this spring. And this spring looks pretty small, right? That's how tall it actually is. So, what I do is, I'm going to get the wheel off here in just a second. And then take that screw jack there and we'll take this bolt out. We'll put the screw jack under here, put a little pressure on it, and then pull out that bolt for that upper control arm and the spindle. I guess you call that a spindle. And then you let your screw jack down. You take the spring pressure off, most of the spring pressure off of this. And then once we get most of it off, we can take these two bolts out and then pull this control arm out and let the spring fall, or grab it and pull it out. But I'll show you real quick. Hold on, you might want to speed this up a little bit. A little time consuming.
Heavy tie.
Screw jack in the back there. So when I put pressure on the front, it don't tilt the car back off the lift. So we got to disconnect the brake line, because once all this is hanging, it's going to pull that brake line tight and rip it. You don't want that to happen. There's a little clip here. Put your safety glasses on. You don't want to get splashed in the eye with brake fluid, it burns. Once you get that upper control arm bolt out, you can let your screw jack down. Alright y'all, we're back. I think I failed to mention how dangerous this actually is. So, it sounds like you're doing a dyno pull across the street. So Austin's filming from a distance. Come around the front. I think you're safe for now. So there's a lot of pressure on that spring right now. And the reason I stuck that back there because that spring is going to try to push this car off the lift. And if you see how tall this spring is, you can kind of get an idea of how much it's compressed. It's a lot of spring pressure. So you kind of want to hide behind the drum here is what I usually do. That way if it does pop out, it don't hit me in the face. You You'll be able to tell how much tension is on the spring by how hard it is to turn the screw jack. Alright, so all the spring pressure is off of it. I can wiggle the spring. Once you get all, it's almost all the way off. There's a little pressure on the back here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get in here and disconnect these two lower control arm bolts, like I showed you before. And then when I do that, I can pull the back out and let it drop all the way down and get the spring out. So that's what I'm about to do. What was it, 5/8?
We did that. Well, normally these cars, oh no, we did that. You know, we did. Or that this one's that way. And look at it. And we're not even half that big. Like they should have done this one. They should have been out.
Alright, got the two bolts out the lower control arm.
Puck you up so you can hook
Pick
it
this
on.
up as best you can.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, just grab that, pick it up. I'm gonna move this. Now let that.
Okay.
Alright. Did you record that?
Yeah,
Record?
recording.
Alright, cool. Alright, y'all, so we got the springs out, lower control arms disconnected, and if you bring your camera over here, Austin, it's safe now. I'll show you guys. So the whole reason for this, whole reason I had to do this to get this wishbone out is to get this plate out of here. See that plate? So the pin goes through it, and that's where the pivot point for the wishbone is. And let's see if it'll slide out easily, or see what else we gotta take out. I gotta fix it. Bam. Just like it. Now we will take this whole assembly next door and that ain't the right bolt.
Let him do his thing.
Do what now?
And let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing, bro. So I'll send him over this whole assembly here.
Hey, Pete Dog.
So that's how it sits in the car, just like that. And this goes back to the drag link, which is here, and it goes back to the steering box. So when you turn your steering wheel, this is gonna move left or right, and then you got a tie rod on each side going to the wheel. So when you turn your steering wheel, turns the wheel. So that's kind of how it works. But the whole reason for this, I don't know if you ever see, there's a lot of play in that pin. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the only video on YouTube that shows somebody working on the front end of a 38 Packard. I know because I've looked it up already, trying to figure out how to pull this sucker apart. But no thanks to YouTube or the internet, I figured it out. But anyway, there she is. And once we get it back from the machine shop, I'll get it back in. I'll go ahead and clean all that up. Get it back in, and then we gotta do something with these wheel bearings in here. Wheels, Pete, get over here. These wheels is pretty sloppy, as you saw before in the other videos. What's up, y'all? So we're back with the Packard. I just put the bolt back through the control arm temporarily just so I can take a look at these wheel bearings. I want to show y'all something. Come here and look at how loose it is. See that? Yeah. So I'm gonna get this nut loose here, and
These nuts?
these nuts.
These nuts gotta come loose.
Yeah. He'd been showing everybody that video earlier where that thing popped and made me jump when I had that.
Yeah, let's not get hurt.
No, all the dangerous part's over for now. Till I put
Yeah.
this back, right?
You should have been here when he stuck the pick in his eye.
I already heard about that.
He ain't seen the pictures though.
He comes in the office, he's like, I gotta go to the hospital. I go, what for? I stuck a pick in my eye. I'd have been out here crying like a little baby.
Blood tears.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bank.
All right.
I'm gonna see if it'll tighten up first. That's as tight as it goes. Bottom down. So there's another nut back here. We'll tighten this one up. See if we even can tighten it up. It tightened up. Pull it out, see if it's bad. Go back here in the parts washer and wash this bearing off. I don't see any spots where it might have gotten hot. I think this bearing's still good, bro. What's up, y'all? So, well, you saw me take the bearing out the front. I cleaned it up. It looks good. We're gonna reuse it. So, the back bearing, because we can't get parts for this old car, decided to just leave that bearing in there. I've turned it. It feels pretty good. Doesn't feel bad, but I'm scared to pull that seal out. We might not be able to find any parts. So I'm just gonna put some fresh grease in there and clean and repack the front bearing, which is what I'm doing now, as you can see here. And cleaned everything up in the parts washer. But yeah, we're just gonna leave it alone. Cause science, you know. Yeah, pads look good. Everything's clean. Somebody been in there not too long ago, it looks like, but it's got new wheel cylinders. It's got new wheel cylinders. Had a brain fart there for a second. But yeah, I'm about to put this side back together, and pretty simple. Taking it apart, just one nut. So after you take the wheel off,
You gonna tighten those?
those nuts.
These nuts?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I guess whoever put them bearings in probably followed those, back it off a turn and a half, because that's about how much it took to tighten them back up. But they're in good shape because he didn't drive his car much, I see.
What did he say next door on building that bushing?
He didn't give me a time. He said he'll get to it as quick as he can.
Okay. Did you bring him the bolt too?
Yeah. I took him the whole shebang.
Shebang?
Yeah. So on that, he said he's gonna try to figure out the wall thickness, and then he don't know if he's gonna drill it out or if he's just gonna machine a whole new bushing and press that one out and put a new one in. So I told him, figure it out.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, he knows what to do, so I'll let him figure that out. All I know is we're gonna get a brand new wishbone. greased off. So you gotta tighten it up enough to where it's not loose. And then you gotta line them holes up. What?
I'm just laughing at you.
You laughing at me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Laugh right bloody. I'm not laughing at you. I'll show you in a minute whenever we've done.
A lot of people don't do this, but I like to do it. Is clean that old dirty grease out of that cap. Clean that old dirty grease out of that cap in the parts washer and put a little bit of some clean, fresh, new grease.
We need more grease.
We're getting low, ain't we?
Yeah, ready? I'm going to let it wash down.
Cleaned it up in the parts washer. See how shiny it is in there now. Put some fresh grease in there. Once that thing gets hot, that grease will run in there where it needs to be. Just like that. And then we'll do the other side. She'll be done. Bearings anyways. Like I said, the second I get that wishbone back from the machine shop,
Then hopefully it can go.
I'm gonna put it all back together. Yep, hun, then it can go, I think.